Hi everyone, it's Casey. Welcome to this week's video. I had a little break. You might have noticed there was no video last week. I had a bunch of stuff going on in my personal life and I just didn't get a video done last week. So I'm actually going to record a couple videos right now, and this is the first one. I wanted to do an updated brow video because I think I did a brow video a year or two ago and I've gotten, in my opinion, better at it. So I thought I'd kind of update you on what I've learned because that's where I'm at right now in the doll that I'm working on. So this doll is almost finished. I'm hoping to have her done today. I cannot pronounce the name of the doll, but it's the new one with all the kitty theme, and she has silver hair. Which I love. I've already done the haircut for the most part. So I'm getting ready to do the brows. I have maybe another layer of paint. I'm not really quite sure yet. Typically I'll paint the doll until it looks done to me, and then I'll take a photo and see what it kind of looks like in photos, because sometimes you have to kind of make the colors a little bit darker in person for them to show up really well in the photos. But I'm almost there. So let's talk about brows. So lots of different ways to do brows, lots of different opinions on good brows and bad brows. But one of the things that I learned is that you want to actually use your pastels to sort of create the base of the brow. So I wanted to do a doll that had like this silver lighter hair with really dark black brows. So I've already taken some black pastel and just created a couple of streaks where I want the brows to go. So brows, again, are a personal preference on how you like them to be. I typically like my dolls to look kind of sad, so I do the brows sort of slanted, but you could do them more curved or shorter or however you like them, but typically I do them a little bit higher in the center and then lower as they go down towards the eye. So you just want to make sure that the streaks that you're putting with the pastels are in the direction that you want the brow to go, because if you do a curve around the eye and then your brow starts up here, it looks weird. So you want it to be exactly where you're going to draw the brow. And then I use watercolor pencils like these. And the best tool that you have for doing brows is a pencil sharpener. And this is going to be a little bit of a moment of do as I say and not as I do, because I lost my my artist pencil sharpener. I don't know where it went, so I've been using this CoverGirl makeup one that is from the 80s. This is so old. This is from my mother when I was a little girl. So anyway, it still works pretty good, but I need to get a new one as well. So you want to get like a nice quality metal pencil sharpener, but if you have to use what you have, the idea is you just want to get the pencil as sharp as possible, because you want to be drawing very fine lines. And I'm making a mess. I was trying to do this in a non-mess way and I failed. So let's get that off of there. So just make sure it's really sharp. This pencil sharpener doesn't carve the pencil very well, but it does get them sharp. And occasionally I won't use just one color on the brows. So these brows are going to be black, but because she has silver hair and I have a silver pencil, I think I'm going to add some silver hairs. It kind of breaks up the black. Okay. So now you're not going to get the pencils wet at all. You're just drawing directly onto the doll. But the good thing about watercolor pencils is if you mess up, you can just wipe them off with water. So that's the main thing that I like about them. Sorry, my phone did something weird. So as far as drawing them, and I'm hoping you're going to be able to see this very clearly, you don't really, in my experience, you don't really want to draw hard. You kind of just want to very lightly drag the pencil. So holding it loosely and just sort of dragging it across the plate is the best way to get like a decent line. And here in the beginning, you're going to do some hairs that are going sort of towards the center of the forehead, and then turning as you go out and down. And again, you're just sort of dragging lightly. And what I do with my first go is just sort of get the line that I want, and then go back and add, but again, just dragging very lightly, as thick or as thin as you want. And then once you get about to the middle of the brow, you want to turn and start going this way. This is the way that our eyebrows grow. Very kind of strange. So I kind of go on both sides. And then you can even kind of just go down the center and darken the center a little bit. And if your brows are too thin, you can sort of start expanding them out a little bit on both sides. Sort of like that. And then again, if you don't like it, you can just wipe it off. I did the pastels and then sprayed a layer of Mr. Super Clear so that when I do the brows, if anything is wrong, I can remove it quickly. So make sure you do a layer of Mr. Super Clear before drawing the brows. And then I'm going to add a little bit of silver just to give it a little bit of shine. It's not going to show up a lot unless it's sort of in the light, but otherwise I like it like that. And then another thing that I've been doing is using a tiny bit of sandpaper. You don't want to do this if this is your last layer of the doll, because it actually removes some of the Mr. Super Clear, but sort of using the sandpaper to remove some of that bottom color. I don't know, it looks kind of realistic to me. If you look at most brows, we don't have this like solid color. So just sort of distressing the brows a little bit. Makes them look a little more realistic. Once you're happy with it, you want to draw the other side, and sometimes I put a couple little hairs out that are not in the black. So same thing, doing your first line, making sure that it's the angle that you want, and then coming back and adding more. And then only when you are completely satisfied with how they look do you want to spray it, because once you spray it, then they're on there for good unless you're going to redo the whole thing. So a lot of times I will hold the hair up, even potentially put the eyes in, or hold them up just kind of to see. I don't have her new chips in, but I have this pair of green. Just to get an idea of if you like the way they look. And I'm pretty sure that I like them. I might do a little more sandpaper. And once you spray over this, it will look even better. Anyway, that's about it. So then you're just going to spray it and then they're done. So much easier than I think the last time I did an eyebrow video, and they look a little bit more natural. So I hope you enjoyed this. I'm going to have lots more videos coming up. Don't forget to subscribe and follow me on Facebook, and we'll see you all soon. This doll is going to be available hopefully later today or early this week. Bye!